Something pretty interesting to show you. We're going to take a look at Kaspa and some Bitcoin dominance, see what's going on with the market, okay? Give us an idea maybe where we're at, okay? Where we're getting close to a bottom with Bitcoin, and we're right over here where it came back to retest like we talked in the last video. Go back to the last video I did a couple weeks ago or so on Bitcoin. All right, I said, very good chance it comes back. Either test these wicks as a top or these closing candles on the monthly chart. All right, we're on the monthly here. All right, now how many days has it been? Okay, from back here in 2017, 2018, right? Back over here, we're going to go right here with the top, January of 2018, till it came back to retest this previous top. All right, what do we got here? 58, 59 bars roughly. All right, 58, 59 bars, 1,795 days. Okay, it's since we had the top right over here till it came back to retest the top, which proved to be a bottom. All right, and it started up. All right, now if we take that measuring tool again, this over here technically was our top. Okay, Bitcoin ended up pushing up, creating another high right here, but all the technicals pointed to this being the top. Okay, right to there, to our retest, where we're at now. Where are we at? 58, 59 bars. Right, same as back here. Okay, let's do this one more time. Had your top back over here. Oh, it's not easy to hit here. There we go. January 2018 till it came back to retest that top right over here. 58, 59. We'll go with 59. That's one in the middle right down here. It retested the previous top over here. All right. I'll take that measurement again. Our top, right over here. April 2021, which would have been our real top, over to where we are now is 58, 58, 59 bars. Same as here. From here to here, which proved to be a bottom, and from here, which would have been the real top, over to here, 59 bars. All right, pretty interesting. Okay, once Bitcoin came back and retested this high over here, it proved to be a bottom, and it started back on its way up. Now each of these candles represents a month. Okay, so this is where it started back up again and headed up. So is this a good area to buy where we're at now? What's the technicals say? The monthly RSI, right about the bottom, right? 0 and a 3. We're pretty close. Weekly, look at that. The weekly is right at the bottom. Now if we take a count here, Elliott waves, what do we have? Well, if we take right here, Elliott impulse waves, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we have a count there. We have matching, retests from 2017 over to 2021, and from 2021 over to 2026. Okay, which, like I said, this proved to be a bottom when it came back to retest this area. All right, you could pull this up a little bit, I guess, because this technically was a retest right there, all right, where it came back and retested this area. But now it's done the same thing. 2026 retesting this top area, monthly closes, and does that hold? If you go back to the last video, I called this area out. The only reason I did was the monthly closing candles. Okay, monthly closes. I said either right here at about 61.6, or down here. This is a little tiny bit lower at about 59,000. Okay, and it has come down. Let's see what the low was. 59 977. 59,977. Right in here. So it came right back down into that area, and it has bounced pretty good, right? I mean, it's up what, $8,000, almost nine. So might be a bottom, might be starting it's on its way back up, right? We come out on a weekly. We have a new weekly candle starting up here on a daily. I took a Bitcoin long from here, and we'll see what happens. I don't know if it's going to have that last push down through here, or if that's going to be it. If you come in on smaller wave counts, it looks like you could 1, 2, 3, 4. You could have one more push, or that could be it. And this thing's starting to the upside. The only reason I'm curious here is, if you take it's with Elliott waves, if you take a count in here, right, we're at a typical wave 2 pullback is a 382. All right, if we come over here and go off this, measure this out, what do you got? You got a 382 here, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this the fake? Is this the fake push down and it rallies to the upside? Or does it have one more push down into, let's see, if you measure this out, that would put it at 52.5. All right, so if this area holds down here at 60,000, if 60,000 holds and it ends up taking out 72.4, so if it takes out 72.4, very good chance this thing might have bottomed, okay? As long as it holds that 60,000 range. If it loses that 60,000, all right, look for more than likely 52.5. All right, but we're matching up with retest time. The retest time is exactly the same as from 2017 to 2021 and from 2021 to 2026. Exactly the same. That's crazy, right? But they're matching up perfectly. Now, as far as percentages for pullbacks, I mean, look at this. Pretty darn close, right? I mean, if we go up the bottom here with a fib, and we go from the bottom to the top, where are we at? As far as the Fibonacci, look at that. Pretty darn close to a 618. Now, those of you out there that know about the fib and how to measure these out, the 618 is, and the 50%, the 702, this is right in that bounce area, right? And if we go off the prior, if you guys don't know how to use this stuff, go in and sign up for a level 3 membership in the description of the video. Get you in our Discord to come trade with us, and you'll learn a lot of this. I have over 20 videos. You get over 10 hours of videos with the level 3 membership, right? It's only $15, $15, man. You'll go spend that, at the gas station, picking up some chips and a couple candy bars, right? Come over, join our Discord, and get in there and learn with us. We have over 100 people in there. We do a lot of trading, and up or down, don't matter. You make money in the market, leverage trading, both ways. Okay, so please come check it out. Yeah, I had a 786 pull back off of here, okay? But this is right in the 618. It's right in that zone, all right? So we'll see what happens. Like I said, we have matching testings from this top to this test, and from this top over to this test are exactly 59 months. That's crazy, right? We'll see. If it holds and starts on its way up, like over here, proved to be a good point to get in for sure. All right, now let's go over here and take a look at dominance. All right, we've been talking about this for a long time, right? Bitcoin dominance. I said it had to hold below this 60.7, and it has. Okay, that was the last video I did. And we're looking for a breakdown here, right? We're looking for a push down with this. And as far as the RSI goes, the monthly, look at the bottom down here, the regular RSI. It is at a 53 and a 61, bearish. The stochastic, 11 and a 13, bearish. right? But this thing is way up here in the middle. It can push pretty far down, you know. Has a lot of room to come down here. The weekly, check out this weekly. Look at that, 53 and a 77. That's about as bearish as it gets. You know, this thing looks like it could be possibly you know, on its way down here, and it could be a pretty decent push. You know, could get a run from these alts. You know, if we go up to this wave up here, that's a wick. I'd feel more comfortable going to this one. That's the one that was a true retest of the breakdown. You know, down to 54 3/4%. That would be a pretty nice dump, right? I gotta make sure my volume is up here. Oh yeah, we're good. I'm gonna turn it up just a hair. All right, how's that? You know, this thing comes down and takes out 57 1/4. Look for it to head down to, you know, 54 3/4. All right, that would give you 1, 2, 3, 4, and a fifth wave down. So Bitcoin dominance is looking like it. We might finally get a dump here from it, right? Come over here and take a look. Oh yeah, man, weeks. If you guys aren't using weeks, there's a link in the description of the video. Please, for leverage trading, go sign up for it, man. I love it. I use it every day. Every single day. I love weeks. Nice fast charts now. They've changed a lot. They have a thing over there where you're leverage trading. You get weeks tokens right now. I think I've stacked up over 1,000 of them now. Pretty cool stuff they got going on. So please go check out weeks, man. Try them out. I'd appreciate it if you used the link in the description. How about this block tag? I know I talked to some of you guys about it. It's that time, man. I claimed my block tag. They say they're having a remaining coins final allocation 0.0016 for $50. You can get 300,000 of them, right? They're saying exchange listings 20 hours. So this is going to close soon. You know, if you're interested in block tag, you want to take a shot or throw $50 at it. You know, this here says no vesting on it, so on these last buys, we'll see. The wallet address is listed below represent the official block tag mainnet allocations across the treasury team, liquidity staking, and protocol reserves. This is all the tokens here. They're listing all that. What exchanges is block tag launching on? Uniswap, PancakeSwap, Hyperliquid. It's supposed to be MEXC. I forget the other ones. There's like 20 of them they're supposed to be going on. Have to pay. You don't have to pay fees. I got mine. I moved mine to my wallet. About $500,000. So we'll see what happens, right? The mainnet is launched. They had the token generation. If you're interested, there's a link in the description of the video. Is it worth it taking a shot at it? $50 for about 300,000 tokens. I don't know. You know, that's up to you. I took a shot. You know, I only have a couple $100 wrapped up in this. If it takes off, it takes off. If it rips me off for a couple $100, so be it, man. I've won more times than I've lost in crypto. So, you know, if you're interested, guys, time's ticking. It's going to close in 20 hours, and that's it. You're done. Use the link in the description of the video. You'll also get an extra 5% tokens for using my link. So there, if you want to check that out. Crypto bubbles. Let's see what's going on over here with the bubbles. We haven't looked at them for a long time. For the day, you know, Bitcoin going up. These are coming down. It looks like, huh? You're for the week. You know, not so bad for the week for some stuff, right? Now some of this stuff like Coca. You know, I expect probably, what's this ranked at? 82. You know, I don't know if this stuff will stick around. 713,000. You know, block tag's launching at over 500,000 in market cap. 472 is ranked them, or 82. They're going to be right in the top 100 right off the bat. Supposed to launch at 5 cents. That's another thing. So we'll see what happens, right? Kaspa, what do we got? Market cap 845 million for the year, down 70%. Okay, 12.5 cents was the high. You know, is this going to turn out to be a good buy down here at 0.028? I talked about that in the video also. If you go back to your Kaspa videos, let's go see what's going on with Kaspa. Right? See, I have the Discord open right over here. Post a lot of trades over there. You know, use weeks. I use my charts. Let's go over here and take a look at Kaspa. Let's see here. You know, you got Bitcoin. You know, Bitcoin's down $1,000, but you know, we're starting to get a bounce there. We'll see what happens with that thing. EFG. There we go. Kaspa. Boy, Communitas. Man, I was in that pretty heavy. Let's take a look at that thing real quick. I ended up in 2021 dumping mine. There's 2024. 2022. I had it in 2021. You know, I dumped mine somewhere around through here. I had 1 million of them. 0.006. You know, I was hoping that thing would do a lot better. Communitas, but man, it just kind of sunk away, huh? Kaspa, let's see. Where is the one with my last video on it? We're going to put it on a daily so we can see if let's find a chart I used here. Shorts on here. That looks like it. Yeah, looks like I had a target down there around 0.03163, and that would have been off this here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves. Yeah, you can see another. These can do 7 waves, right? I mean that's perfectly normal to get 7 waves in here. Let's take this off here. But we were looking for around 3.1. This thing ended up coming down to 2.4. You know, so if you got in there, that might end up being a very good buy. You know, if we come off, let's check something out. You know, could have come down lower. You know, it could. You know, 0.0196 very well could come down that low. Or is this where it starts back to the upside, right? Let's take a look here. Let's get this off here. We came pretty close to the target, right? For sure. No question about it. The big sign for Kaspa is going to be taking this overhead resistance out, right? Let's get this box off here too. You know, let's take a look at the daily RSI. Right near the top, right? 91 and a 90. It's still pretty low down here in the bottom. You had that bullish divergence right here. You had that low and a higher low, which gave us a little push up here. The weekly, still coming down, but getting down there. It's getting pretty low, right? Definitely getting pretty low. I mean, you got down here in the bottom. That thing is down there. It's at 34. The stochastic is trying to spin up. The monthly, look at that. Beautiful. 0 and a 1. Sorry about that. A little bit of the sniffles here. That time of year, flu time, right? And then I don't got the flu, but I think I had a cold there for a while. Ended up getting a little bit of pneumonia, so that's why I've been a little off of YouTube here. So we get back to normal here, especially since we're starting to see some action starting to possibly happen here. You know, maybe some bottoms coming in, maybe some spots where some tokens start to turn around here and head back up. Right, you got a really good support here that Kaspa bounced off of. Look at this, right up here. Look at the monthly closes right over here. You got 1, 2, 3 closing candles over here. Very good area. Good, strong support area, right? Now back over here, this thing did not launch at 0.004. I don't believe, right? We took a Fibonacci off that area. Yeah, it'd be way down through. You know, I thought this thing launched, down, somewhere down lower, of course, but that it doesn't have on there. Let me see if one of the other charts do. Go back any further. See if this one does. On MEXC, this one goes down. Yeah, let's take a fib off of that one. We got to be getting down to fib levels, right? I mean, down to really, look at that. That's 30786. That one is through. Where are we at here? The chart where we're using. That one there. Yeah. So, is this a bounce off of here? You know, this point, is that going to come in as a bottom down there at 0.024? Possible. Possible. Definitely possible. You know, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see what they got up here. Yeah, it's not going to happen if he usually closes instead of these crazy wicks that go way up here. Just the closing candles. You know, it could be, right? I know Bitcoin, like I said, is very close. Let's take a look at some other stuff here. Let's go on a weekly. All right, we got our overhead resistance down through here. We had this triangle wedge that built up here, had the breakdown, right? Down through there. Pretty close to the measured move, right? We take, let's see. Let's get a measurement here. The inside, somewhere around there. Bring this over. Look at that. Pretty darn close, right? Definitely, it looks like it did the measured move at the inside of the wedge. And looks definitely like a possible bottom. We'll find out here pretty soon, right? If Kaspa comes up and ends up overtaking 4 cents again and getting above this level here, these closing candles, that would be a very good sign. Let's go on to that daily chart again. This overhead resistance is going to be the big one in the end, you know, as long as it takes that out, right? This one up through here, this big yellow line down through here, that would be a major sign, you know. And also, if you get a push up here, if this thing really starts getting its move back to the upside, you could have had your 5 waves right in here, okay? Let's grab this over here, right through here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know, that could be it, and it could be starting up. Now, what I would be paying attention to, especially if you chart this thing, you guys out there that have charts and are into Discord and trading and stuff like that, I would have a fib on this. I'd be watching for that 618 area, you know, down through here, 0.0279 to 0.027, right down in this area, 618.702. And I would be looking for a bounce. This thing gets a bounce and comes up here, takes out this first target here at 0.035. If it takes out that would take out this high here. That would be a very good sign, right? We get something like, let's see here, where's it at? Right here. Okay, we get this pull back down into this 618.702 area, and we get this bounce back up here, and it takes out this previous high over here, right? That would be a very good sign, you know. Maybe hits this, gets rejected, comes back, retests this over here, and then bounces out of here. Then we got something going, right? That would be a huge sign. Daily, you know, the daily RSI though, looks like it's going to pull. It definitely looks like it's probably going to pull down. What do we got for the 12-hour? Yeah, looking bearish, huh? Looking. I mean, it's right at the top here. The 4-hour, that's another big one, coming down. Right, you got the 4-hour coming down. So pay attention to this, guys. Right, if it comes down through here and wipes out, you know, this box we're looking for. You know, put a low in here. You know, the 618, right through here. We're just gonna put it on there. You know, it takes out this box, right? It takes out 0.027, you know, and comes down through here. Don't be surprised if we get a 0.018 area down here, you know, for a final flush, you know, or we get the fake out here. It comes down, hits this area, and we bounce, just like I talked about earlier. But the only thing that has me wondering about that is the measurement off of this, you know, off of here. Does this match up with that target? Pretty close, right? You got this low, 0.019, and over here you have 0.0187. I say it's probably pretty good chance it's going to get another push down, right? Down into, down into here. I would call that probably more likely a bottom. I'm going to go with that. I might be looking for some longs down here, 1873, 19, somewhere around there, 0.019. That's what I'm going to be looking for. Very good chance both sides. And the Fibonacci using on a possible fifth wave gives a target there, and the Fibonacci on the bigger picture gives a target there. So do not be surprised. Look at that RSI on the bottom. I mean, look at this 12-hour. It's going to head straight down, right? So might be a good place for a short out there, you guys that are leverage trading, especially over in the Discord. I'm going to put this out over there. It looks like that could be look at that, 382. That's a perfect short. All right. So thank you very much, guys. I will talk to you soon. I will be back, and we'll see what happens here. All right. So thank you so much. I appreciate you watching this more than you know. Love each and every one of you. Please hit that subscribe button, and talk to you soon.